Welcome back to Good Day Columbia. I'm Courtney King. Wednesday was pro day at the University of South Carolina, and I have a couple special guests with me. I have the parents of Byrd. I've got Adrian and Dana. Hello, thank you for coming in.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
So what was it like watching him prepare and kind of have this audition or job interview at pro day?
Well, it was actually great for me because I've been seeing him doing it since he was 12 years old, and I get more nervous than he do. So I've watched him in the 40s since he was 12 years old at the Combine. They call him the Combine King when he was younger. He always won the awards. So it was kind of good to see him now perform for the next stage, for the big stage for him.
And then having him go through the career at South Carolina and then now kind of into this unknown territory of what's going to happen next as a mother, does that make you worry a little bit?
Very scared about what's going to happen next, but we have a lot of good mentors that's going to help us through this process. We were lucky enough to have relatives that are actually in the NFL, so we were lucky enough to have NFL moms and dads help prepare us for this next stage of our life and for his career. So we are blessed that way.
Absolutely. His time was pretty impressive, the 4.25. Who does he get the speed from?
His mom.
Well, this is something funny that you guys were telling me. You have a connection to Dawn Staley. She was actually at pro day. I don't know if you saw her. So what is the connection?
Well, Damir's official visit at the Alabama game. And we're sitting right behind the goalpost, and Dawn Stanley's sitting right next to us. She says, "It's Philly and Jersey. It's a connection. We got to be here. That's the Philly-Jersey connection. Just make it, Damir, make it be known. Philly-Jersey connection." And it was after that, Damir was like, especially they beat Alabama, so Damir was like, "That, I think I'm sold."
Dawn, she's always the selling point, of course. So will you guys be watching in the Final Four then?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Cool.
Go Gamecocks.
There you go, there you go. Well, what's your advice to the football parents out there? There's been so much, I don't know if negative light is the right word, you know, the concussions, all this stuff going on, some controversy within the NFL. As football parents, you know, how do you kind of pay it forward to the next generation of football parents?
Well, our main thing with Damir always told him, like, would you doing sports, say if you couldn't play football, you couldn't run track again, and you got a scholarship for that college, would you still go there? If you couldn't do sports, that was the main thing, because you got to like the college as a whole, not just the football coaches, just the football, the track coaches, whatever. I said, if you could never do football again, would you still go to that college?
For me, you have to have someone there to support you, to be your sounding board. Anyone who understands your frustrations that has been there is always going to be the one to support you and give you good advice. You need that good advice and that family, extended family that knows everything that you're thinking. They can help you go to the next level.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming.
You're welcome.
You have to come back again.
Definitely.
Of course.
Of course.
All right, that'll do it for sports. We'll be back after this quick timeout.